Day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now I am in the golden zone. I have drones out and about. I don't have a ton of them as yet, but they're definitely going to start making trips to everywhere a lot faster. Now the reason why you want to set up a massive drone network is it's going to help you speed up your production. So auto crafters with a few benches next to them and a few drones can make everything move so much smoother. Now, beyond all of this, there are going to be one or two weird little tricks that I pull where there's some containers that are going to both supply and demand the exact same resource. Now, that is just for the sake of the later stages. Iron, magnesium, it also does cobalt. So I'm just going to put supply up here. I'm going to go cobalt. I'm going to go iron. I'm going to go magnesium, silicone, titanium, and last but not least, aluminium. Now there is there, and I'll give it a priority 1. And now slowly and surely this place will start to empty. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to pick this up. Now I don't have any supplies that go to the other end of the map, so I don't have to go that way. My next location is into the other regions. Now this is just where the whole thing starts to get a bit crazy. You can see that I have spread plants quite far, and there was a modification in the old set of unlocks and the new set of unlocks that put the T5 heater out of my reach. And right now theoretically I can unlock it if I really want to, but I think it's better that I set up my supply and demand channels. Now the supply and demand channels, when they start opening, they're not going to be the very best. They're just going to be the oh, you gotta be kidding me. There was a pulsar quartz rain. 4 5. I say rain, but it's a meteor shower. That's another power generator. The further my power generation goes up, the better it is for me in the long run. There's bound to be another couple of crash sites with there's a drone moving along. That one there is already carrying a resource. This station only demands 1 resource, so I don't have to really worry about it too much. Let's go in this way. I've already completed the uranium mine. I've already completed this mine, if I'm correct. I'll double check it now when I go to it. Should have removed both chests if I had completed it. Oh no, I haven't yet completed it. I have completed it, sorry. Now everything that has full inventories, I am going to start removing them, and then I'm going to start building up my counter to what I used to do for them at the supply base. Now this is just going to be temporary until I get the T2s in place. Okay, here we go. There's only 3 items, so supply. This will be magnesium, silicone, and titanium. And there's no priority listed. I'm not about to move things unless I have to. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right, yeah. So I'll go supply cobalt, iron, silicone, and titanium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I must magnesium. And I'll do the same thing on this. I'll just order everything, and now I'll put that on supply route 1, and let's go with the setup. Cobalt does collect on this as well, so that's going to be iron, magnesium, silicone, titanium, and sulfur. Doesn't gather aluminium, fortunately for me, so I'm out of there. Now, as time passes by, I'm going to be coming back and those things will be totally full. They're going to overload. I know they're going to overload with time because there's nothing I can do against the overload at the moment. Alright, here's yet another set to organize. These are supply route 1s. All your basics come out from all of these T2 extractors, but they also give you the rare materials. That's the only reason why they are so important. And there we go. With this, I'm going to have pulsar quartz being produced like crazy. And since it's the Osmium cave, there's Osmium coming out of these things. Oh, I only have 2 in here. But I have second. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cobalt, iron, magnesium, silicon. So yeah, you can see this is going to be a repeat, rinse and repeat everywhere, clear up everything, and then eventually when I go back to the locations, these should be empty, and that will give me a chance to reload basically. So yeah, here we go. So this one here is cobalt, magnesium, osmium, and silicon. I don't give it a priority because I know that this place is going to slowly yet surely completely load up. Okay, so this is a priority 1. Let me just organize everything. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I know that I have to prioritize every regular material just for the start. Once I reach T3, this becomes super smooth sailing. There's just one item and you don't really have to stress too much about what else is coming out. And there we go. Everything is set. So that goes zeolite, osmium, uranium, iridium, super alloy. Do I have any other caves that I haven't entered? No, I don't have another production site that I haven't started to pull from. So everything is currently fine. The only thing now is that I have to set up my production site. And my production site isn't even finished as yet. So that's going to be another nightmare to actually sort out. You'll see what I mean by another nightmare when I get to it and I start opening up the location. It has most of the demand for any material that is going to go anywhere. And let's see how these things have gone so far. Nope, no drones, no drones. And no drone listing on this because there isn't any listing for sulfur. For iron and titanium, I do have multiple listings. So yeah, that's going to now start to expand it. And you'll see what I'm going to do later on once I have plenty of power. Everything is in place. I'll have so many production sites that it's not even going to be fun. Oh, there's it. The drone is moving through. That means there's an iridium core. They have full containers just to load themselves out. And I'm going to put containers out now for every one of the basic materials up at the production base. And they're going to start filling and I'm going to enjoy myself. Because at the end of the day, I don't have to go running around and chasing after every material. And I will be taking a teleporter and placing it at every single site. So yeah, this is the teleporter over here. I need 3 quartz, 1 zeolite, 1 osmium, 1 super alloy. That isn't going to be too far out of reach for me just yet, but yeah, that's what I'm going to go after. I could go after the drone T2 from the trading post, which would just skyrocket my productions. And I also have some things that I have to build over my water area outside my base. So there's going to be several things that have to be built. I'm going to end up building a production site directly over the algae farm, and that is to actually pick up all the algae, pick up all the fish, all the water. It's going to have about 10 algae collectors, 1 water life collector in the region, 2 water bottle collectors. So yeah, that's what it's going to have, and that's going to really smooth things out for me. Oh, there's it. I can see I need 2 more for the top before anything fills up. This should be filled. Yeah, I knew this here would happen, so let's go. And I'll show you what the big supply is right now, because even though this here is supposed to be loading up, there's it. Demanding zeolite, priority 1. Uranium. This is osmium. Oh no, that's the nitrogen. That is osmium. Everything is currently up, so I don't have to stress too much. Ooh. So yeah, here we go. Now we enter into the most industrial stage of the game. Once this is up, this is going to be one of the biggest production plants that you can have. Just judging by the number of rows, that's 25 items per row. Oh, that is a rare lava. It still is rare, so I'm not really worried about it. And then later on I can produce commons, so I'm not really going to stress about it right now. Okay. I did say that I needed more of this, so let's just plant another one. That's just backup power generation. It's gonna be through the roof for the starters. Let's grab all of that. Let's drop that. Oh wow, I just have enough for 4. So yeah, well, I said I was going to start pulling up some materials quickly. This is to make sure that nothing gets stocked up and can't clear. So there we go. So no more iron. So the first one's going to have demanding iron, priority 1, supplying iron. Oh, I can't demand and supply. Demanding titanium. I think I heard that one on the top actually produced something. That is actually a good sign for me. This base does go through a lot of super alloy, and it's still going to need more for the next layer. And last but not least, what am I going to put the supply on over here? Something that I know is blocking up everything. I'll put cobalt on a supply 1. This is demanding these 3 right now. Ironically enough, it's exactly what the space is using. Oh, actually, wait, let me just grab those worms, the common and the rare lava, and let me get out of here. You can see the drones are inbound, and later the space is going to be totally to the brim with production. So obviously I don't have enough in quartz, and I don't have enough in super alloy as yet to do everything. I believe the drone T2 speeds up that process, and I have a slight stutter on my game right now because of recording. So once this is done, I'll end up producing about 100 drones. That's my standard. I'll just go for it and launch them out ballistically. So yeah, that's going to be my whole plan for the rest of the day. I should have about 3 pulsar quads at base. I'll pick them up, I'll head out with them, and they're going to be used for setting up the rest of the side. Everything else is now at full speed ahead. Things are now rolling out across the entire planet, so I don't have to stress too much. Oh yeah, let me just show you the control panel to show you how many have currently gone into service and how they're supplying and how they're demanding. You can see that their rate isn't the fastest of all, and yeah, you can see that I've really spread out how far my trees go. I'm actually going to go all the way to the second base. That entire place is going to be covered in trees. I might even do some flower spreaders just for the sake of a little bit extra, and then I'm going to do T2 plants, insect spreaders next to each and every one of these tree spreaders. So yeah, I'm going to be burdening myself with quite a bit of production. You might be wondering why there was such a big hole in that base. It's actually to do with the later stage of production. Once the pressure reaches a certain stage, I unlock the T3 ore extractor. That is what I'm really waiting for. The moment these heaters come up, the pressure will reach T3 almost in an instant. Just one of the T5s is enough to offset all of that. Let's see, how far is it? 12.1. Let's see where I am on the terraformation index. I can already set this up. I really need it, but I'm not going for it right away. 2,500. That's fantastic. Oh, so there was just one left to go. And these containers over here are just currently filling with excess material. So yeah, having a tough time with it. So right now, as it stands, I can't go and just harvest everything from my gardens and say everything is fine. There is a reason behind that, but not much I can do about it at the moment. So I need 25 crafters right now. Auto crafters aren't the easiest to make, so let me go see what I need for each of those crafters. I know what the next crafter will be so that I can make more crafters. Super alloy. Could make 3 auto crafters up there. That isn't going to hurt me in any way. So let's change this up. Something that uses nitrogen that I need a lot of. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm almost at 8.5 kilotons. So yeah, there we go. So this automation process is just spreading across the entire planet. Once I have the right amount of materials and I have all my auto producers. One second. Okay, sorry about that. There was just a little disturbance that I had to control panel to show you how heavy that demand and supply is right now. And eventually that supply and demand will get even heavier to the point where 100 isn't even enough to say hello. That's why I need to actually control it and come with T2s onto this entire situation. Here it is. There's 14 drones, 4 in supply, 10 in demand. Looking at inventory supplies, 1 uranium being supplied. This is inventory demanding. 2 on iron, 2 on titanium, super alloy quartz. Oh, there is a supply for pulsar quartz. I didn't know that there. So yeah, this is just the fantastic start to everything. You can see there's the breakdown. There's a total of 14 drones. You pair them up, 6 plus 8, you get 14, 7 and 7. And this is as they are moving around. I'll show you where they are exactly in a second. So my map has already been set with the preloads to look at all of this. So yeah, let's just drop down. You can see that's where they are. They're in that position. There's one moving across to the Zeolite farm. Super alloy, whatever it is that they are after, you can see it from this here. This is a very unique one. That's the uranium mine. Yeah, this is just the start. It gets heavier when I go full out, and eventually I'll just end up with T3s in all of the places. So it'll be perfect. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of the individual small resources will be here. Oh yeah, and there's the one right here, which makes it 6. So yeah, there's 6 currently supplying, and then I'll just have my primary that's cobalt, iron, silicon, titanium, 3 a piece, and some of them will upgrade where they get 3. This one here is at 3, this one here is at 2, it'll get 1 more. This one is at 1, it will get 2 more. So yeah, that's how it will go. Even aluminium will get 2 more. And when everything is at that high supply rate, everything will supply straight up into my base, and I will be able to just pick up whatever I want for construction. Say for example, I want to build tree spreaders. Just go up onto my top part of my base, pull out however much tree bark I require, pull out T2 fertilizer from the fertilizer bin, zeolite, super alloy, and just spread it across the entire planet. Won't even take me a few minutes. And now I'm going to crush this here with this as its build. So definitely not the easiest of things to handle right off the bat. Obviously I need a lot more pulsar quartz, and I definitely will have it at the other location. Let me just have a look at this. This should be practically empty. Yeah. I will in the end require about 3 T2 gas collectors. That's because that's how it goes. I'm not going to put them up right now because I haven't yet reached the crazy level of power required to keep the bases all at maximum power. And yeah, I do know that I'm still carrying around those worms with me. So right now, as things stand, I'm not really doing too much to actually spread out the plant carry, and eventually I'm going to have those T5 industrial type heaters. I'm actually hoping that they show up before this episode ends. They should. And I can just show you what I mean by they are such a big help, because I'll just remove the filter from my inventory and I'll show you exactly how big they are. Oh yeah, you'll saw me set up those chests up there, and I'll show you how full they are already, just considering that there are 14 drones and not 100 as yet. And obviously some of them are depleting the reserves around some of my supplies, so those chests, once they are done, then this year will become faster and I can just smash through everything with ease. I do have resources to make 2 more crafters. That's still going to hit quite heavy on that power supply, which I'm squealing about right now. But eventually this entire area around here is going to be filled with tree spreaders, and there's going to be 9 heaters in a block on the side there, and I will spread out all of the T5 drills, because that also unlocks quite quickly once you come through here. Oh, I like that. Let's see, there's 2 in there, there's 1, nothing. Okay, yeah, that makes some sense. This is still empty. Okay, that is really odd. I don't have another supply and demand location for super alloy, so I'm not sure why it's so slow. Not yet filled, not yet filled. When they fill, they end up slowing down their supply. So yeah, that is one of the scary things to think about. That's how come I have so many set up. So let's see, the next thing that's going to be super important is going to be these rods. This is going to require 2 chests. Remember, this here goes down 5, so I'm really not in any super alloy rods. What else could I build out here that's not going to hurt? Uranium rods, that's going to be super easy. Iridium rods. I don't have enough materials to go any further. These just require 1, that requires 2. Okay, I might just be changing one of those just for the quick sake of it. Right now I'm having a super alloy problem, so one of the easiest ways to sort out the super alloy problem is to alter one of these into a super alloy production, and it will supply super alloy at a priority 1. everything is perfect on this here. So this is just another request demanding iron priority 1. Demanding titanium priority 1. Magnesium priority 1. Silicon, aluminium, cobalt on the other side. So we'll start with silicon. And last but not least, cobalt. Now this will start producing like crazy, and that's going to lead up to the next production site. So yeah, craziness and all the stuff that follows with it. Sometimes they steal from each other, and I don't mind that. That's because everything is set up well. There we go, T5 heater. As I said, I will take off the filter to show you why this is such a big improvement. And where are the two heaters? Here they are. T4, as you can see, uses 51,5 energy, generates 538 heat and 35,5 pressure. 6 times higher, more than 6 times the production. That's 9 times production. Pressure is at 290. From 35 to 290, it's not 10 times, but it's quite high. So you can see why this is going to be super useful for me. Obviously, I just have to go back to the base, grab all the materials. I do need to make 9, and I do need to start stripping these away. So anyway, I've decided I'm not going to take you all along for that crazy journey. The next time that you'll show up here, you're going to get way more in terms of what you're going to get to see. The entire base should be completed up top. I should have all my production set up in lines, and some of these items are going to be produced off-site because they're going to require things like the mushroom, silicone, and water. That will be over water on a single farm platform. So there'll be a farm at the top, there'll be water at the bottom, there'll be 2 chests inside, and that's how I'll make it produce. Just with that one little rotation inside there, it will produce everything that I need, and that will be the end of it. So you'll get to see them when it comes time. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Catch you all in the next one.